Good morning, dear students. Your biology teacher is not feeling well, so I'll be sharing the video. You can observe and learn the previous video once again. Have a revision of the previous video.
Okay, good morning, one and all. Welcome to Shanvi Learning Services. Welcome to our biology class, lesson number 2, plant tissues. Okay. I hope you have completed our all days task. I know my children are very good. Okay, my children can complete the task. So if not, please complete that. Okay, children. If not, please complete that. There's a very interesting topic which can help you for further studies. Okay, and you will get such information like very interesting information about that. If you search about that, you will get a good information and it will be helpful for you. Okay, so please try to complete the task. May you have completed, I think. Okay, now here many times we have used okay that onion bulb and root tips to observe how cells are arranged in that. Okay, we had observed onion peel and a beetle leaf and cells in root tip. So in before class, last class, here we have observed cells in root tip here like this. Cells in an onion root tip, root cap, zone of cell division, zone of elongation, cell elongation, zone of cell differentiation. So to observe that, we need onion bulb root tips. Then how do we get the onion root tips? Here we have an activity. Okay, fine, we have done that perfectly. That all activities, for that activity, last activity to observe how cells are arranged in root tip. These many days we have discussed about the cells in plants. As you know, the group of cells form together, combine together and form tissues. So how the cells are arranged in root tip, beetle leaf and onion peel. So here we need for that root tip activity, onion root tips. So how to grow the onion roots? Here, to growing the roots, here we have to take the onion. That onion used in the previous activity already. Okay? And here, mark the cut end of the roots with a permanent marker. The permanent marker, you have to mark that cut end of the roots. Put the onion bulb on the mouth of the bottle. Put the onion bulb on the mouth of the bottle. I will show you figure like this. Okay, please look at the screen, all of you. Okay. So, put the onion bulb on the mouth of the bottle in the same way as you did in the previous activity. Leave the setup aside for at least 4 to 5 days without disturbing. Okay. So, you have to take one transparent glass or plastic bottle which is filled with water. Okay. So, after that you have to take one onion bulb. That bulb size should be bigger than the mouth of the transparent bottle, glass bottle. Because it should stop on the particular mouth. When it has bigger than the mouth of a bottle. Okay. So here, put the onion bulb on the mouth of the bottle in the same way as you did in the previous activity. Leave the setup aside for at least 4 or 5 days. Okay, up to that you don't disturb. Take care that there is enough water in the glass. There is we needed some moistureness to make the grow roots in the onion bulb. So you have to leave the setup aside 4 to 5 days without disturbing. Then take care that there is enough water in the glass, so that the roots are submerged. As you know, lotus. Okay, so submerged. Some of part will be merged in the water, and rest of that will float on the water. It's not a fully dipped in that. It's not a fully dipped in that. Okay, half of part will be down in the water, and the rest of that part will be float on the water. Okay, so submerged, half merged only. Did all the roots grow in the same manner? Okay, take care that there is enough water in the glass so that the roots are submerged. Okay. Did all the roots grow in a same manner? What happened to the roots which had been cut off? Write down your findings regarding the cut roots and those that were not. Okay. We observe that by removing the tip of the onion root. We observe that by removing the cut of the onion root, having a particular arrangement of cells. Having a particular arrangement of cells, the growth of the root in length is stopped. Growth of the root in length is stopped. As you know, the plants which we are observing in your surroundings, almost all comes under multicellular. They have more than one cell. They have more than one cell. Okay, and we can see the division of labor in that plant. The multicellular, okay, plants, we can see division of labor because there is not only single cell. There are more than one cell. So here some group of cells which will have in same manner, that will form as like a group. That particular group is that is considered like a particular tissue, so and so names. Next slide we will get that. And that particular group of tissue, that group of cells which is considered as a particular tissue can perform one function. And some more groups can perform some more functions. So like that, so different tissues can perform different works. As you know, what is a tissue? Group of cells. Group of cells. Here we have here more than one cell. That's why here division of labor. Here labor, division of labor. They are dividing the work. They are dividing the work and performing that. So division of labor, because there is a chance to see the division of labor because more than one cell. If in any plant only one cell is there, then what functions are performing in other plants, like in multi plants, that all works can be performed by only single cell in unicellular, because there is no chance for division of labor. In that plants, there is no more than one. There is only single cell. That's why single cell only can perform. For example, at your home, you only single person. All your family members have gone somewhere. Who will do that all works? Then you only, because you only one person is there in that home. So that all functions, works, you can do that. If sister, mother, like that, brothers are there, then we can see division of labor, because you will do one work. You can bring water, or your mother will do some work, your sister will do some other work, some other works. Like that, you can divide yourself. So here division of labor we can see in multicellular. But in single cell, like unicellular, there is no division of labor, because single cell only can perform all the functions. But in multicellular, you can see the division of labor. They will divide their works and perform well. So for that interesting, like I will, we can go for that next slide. So what group of cells are there and their names, and what are the functions can be performed. Okay, so here we are discussing about that multicellular, right? Now, we observe that by removing the tip. Please stay in line, all of you. Okay, fine. See here, observe children. We observe that removing the tip of the onion root having a particular arrangement of cells, the growth of the root in length is stopped. You have observed that. What you have observed? Here, you have observed that cells are present in groups. Cells are present in groups. Here. Okay, you have observed that cells are present in groups. So cells in groups which are nearly similar in structure perform similar functions. See here, as I told you just now, the group of cells like which will have similar structure, which are similar in structure, that cells can perform similar function, children. So for that particular group of cells form together tissue. Okay, the particular tissue, nothing but a group of cells. Tissue is nothing but a group of cells. So in that particular tissue, what cells are present? That cells are nearly similar in structure and perform similar functions in that particular tissue only. Okay, which will have the similar structure. That particular cells can perform similar function. Okay, so such group of cells are called tissues. What are the tissues? The group of cells which are nearly similar and can perform the same function, like similar function. That group of cells are called Such group of cells are called tissues. Okay. Please stand line, all of you. See here. Look at the screen, all of you. Growth of roots in onion bulb. What we have discussed up to now, are clearly showing in figure number 5. Please look at the screen, all of you. Next. Here we have a interesting conversation. We have an interesting conversation about a plant. So please concentrate and look at the screen, all of you. One day Harita went to a park with Lata. One day Harita went to a park with Lata. There she saw a gardener. She saw a gardener cutting the tips of the plants with a cutter. Cutting the tips of the plant with a cutter. She had a doubt and asked the gardener to clear it. Okay, Harita had a doubt and Harita asked the gardener to clear the doubts. Okay, so let us go for the conversation. How do the plants grow if the tips have been cut off? He is quoting now. Right? The gardener cutting the tips of the plants. So she got one doubt. How do the plants grow if the tips have been cut off? Okay. Then gardener said branches will grow. Branches will grow from the sides. Here gardener cutting the tips of the plants. So that particular girl got one doubt, how do the plants grow if the tips have been cut off? Then that gardener said branches, if you can cut the tip, then branches will grow from the sides. Later she saw another gardener. Okay. She is roaming in garden with her friend. She saw one more gardener. Okay. Another gardener watering a stump. She went there and asked her. Okay. Why are you watering the stumps? Why are you watering the stumps? Okay. Please stand line, all of you. Here, why are you watering the stump? The stump will soon bear leaves. The stump will soon bear leaves. Actually, when she went there, other place, okay, in that particular garden only, here she saw that another gardener in another place, that particular person, second person, the gardener watering stumps. So she went there and asked her, why are you watering the stumps? She got a doubt. Then gardener said, a stump will soon bear leaves. Okay. Then Harita had a question in her mind. How will the leaves come? Okay, gardener said, the stumps will soon bear leaves. But he may not educated. He don't know. He know that just stumps will soon bear leaves, but how the stumps are bearing the leaves, he don't know. Then Harita had a question in her mind. How will the leaves come? Do you know the answer? Anyone? Gardner doesn't know because he may not educated. He know what that if we stump the water, if we water the stumps, then the stumps will soon bear leaves. That's it. But how it is happening, he doesn't know. He doesn't know how it is happening. So that's why I given all day task very interesting. If you go for searching that answers, then you will get okay. You have to get one like some questions on that particular theme. So like that here, Harita had a question in her mind. How will the leaves come? Do you know the answer, children? Now we will study about those tissues that bring about growth, repair, and other functions in a plant. Okay, by knowing that which tissue is responsible for growth, which tissue is responsible for repair, which tissue is responsible for packing, which tissue is responsible for storage of food, which tissue is responsible for transportation of water, minerals, salts, food materials. If we get that idea, if we know that, then it is easy to answer for this question. Okay, for that other question, we will get the answer if you know these all. So that's why to get the answer for that question, we have to know. We have to know about the different tissues because we are discussing here about multicellular. That particular plant will have more than single cell. So many cells are present. As I told you, the starting of session, you can see the division of labor. So it is also related to that only. So which are tissues helping to grow the branches? Which tissues helping to grow the particular shoot tip, root tip? So like that here, this is multicellular. That's why there's so many cells we can be seen in this. So which are similar in structure, which can perform same function, those will form as like groups. That's a particular group we named that some are tissue. Meristematic like ground tissue like that, vascular tissue, dermal tissue. Like that we can give some of names. So that group of tissues, particular tissues, meristematic tissue, dermal tissue, ground tissue, vascular tissue, like that, different tissues are there. If we know the function of the particular tissues, then we can get the clarity of that particular questions of Harita. Okay, so now we will study. Let us study about those tissues that bring about growth, repair, and other functions like packing, storage of food. Be attentive and look at the screen. We can go for next slide. Now here, our topic is plant tissues. Plant tissues. So what are plant tissues? So plants perform functions. Plants perform functions which are different from animal and also their structure is different. Plants perform functions which are different from animal, right? Plants perform functions but they are different from animals because these are plant category, that is animal category. And also their structure is different. The structure also different. Hence, they have tissues which are different from animals. See here, children, Of course, animals multicellular, some of here plants also multicellular, but the plants which can perform the functions are totally different from animals. With respect to structure also different. So they have tissues which are different from animals. Because structure is different, the function, particular function also different. That's why here plant tissues also different from animal. They are further classified into many subcategories. They are further classified into many subcategories, which is shown in the table below. Now we will show the table. Please look at the screen and keep in your mind. It's very helpful. Okay. Otherwise, if you go through that normal reading, you'll get confusion. Okay. What are plant tissues? Again, in that, how many subcategories are there? Okay. If you have an idea on that, then you will get easily. Okay. So, what did you get from this slide? Plants are different from animals because they can perform functions also different and the structure also different. So that's why the what tissues are there in plants are different from animals. They are further classified into subcategories and which is shown in the table below. Please look at the screen. See here. Observe carefully, all of you. The topic is plant tissues. Plant tissues. Topic is plant tissues. Here, flow chart. Here, first of all, two categories are there: meristematic tissue and here permanent. Cells are capable of cell division. Cells are capable of cell division. Here, permanent matured cells are incapable of cell division. Okay, now here two are there. The first one meristematic, second one permanent. So here meristematic cells are capable of cell division. Here there is a capability of cell division. Cell division means what? If you get injured or if plant get injured, then new cells can come from pre-existing cells. Okay, and one cell to next two cells again two cells like that. Okay, new cells comes from pre-existing cells. So here that particular cell division, that capability of cell division is there in this meristematic. Cells are capable of cell division. If that needed, in this meristematic, that particular cells can go for the cell division. Okay. Next, the second one, permanent. Mature cells are here in this, which are mature. The mature cells are incapable of cell division. Mature cells are incapable of cell division. There is no capability of division. Okay, the mature cells are incapable of cell division. Again, from permanent, mature cells are incapable of cell division. Again, it can be divided to simple and complex. Then coming to simple, tissues composed of single type of cells. That's why simple. Okay, because that particular tissue is composed of a single type of cells. Same type of cells. See here, same type of cells are there. It means we can expect the same function, children. For example, here, tissues composed of a single type of cell. As you know already, the tissues, nothing but a group of cells. The tissues are composed of cells. If the tissues composed of single type of cells, then we can expect the same function from that same type of cells. Okay, so here simple tissue composed of a single type of cells. So we can expect a parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Here parenchyma is one single, collenchyma is one of the, sclerenchyma is one of the. So like that we can expect functions, same functions. Here complex tissues composed of more than one type of cell. In complex, more than one type of cells can be seen, but in simple, only single type of cells are present. In complex, tissues composed of more than one type of cell. More than one type of a cell. Then in this simple category, the left side, in the simple category, again it is divided into three subcategories. Subcategories. Please stand line, all of you. See here, simple, it is a complex. Here, tissues composed of a single type of cells. Whatever complex, here composed of a more than one type of a cell. More than one type of a cell. Okay now. See here, in this, the first one, subcategories, parenchyma, next here, collenchyma, next here, sclerenchyma. Okay. The first one is parenchyma, second one is collenchyma, third one is sclerenchyma. Okay, so parenchyma, collenchyma, so chlorenchyma only comes under that. Here, chlorenchyma, this is collenchyma, this is chlorenchyma. Okay, so parenchyma, collenchyma comes under chlorenchyma. This is colon, this is chlorine. Okay, please check that variation. Okay, simple tissues which composed of a single type of cells. It can be categorized into three. The first one parenchyma, second one collenchyma, third one sclerenchyma. This parenchyma, collenchyma again like chlorenchyma because the chlorophyll is present in that. Okay, in next like further slides, we can observe clearly that particular image, parenchyma and collenchyma. Okay, no need to worry about that. And here, coming to right side, complex tissues composed of more than one type of cell. More than one type of cell. Okay. Here, xylem and phloem. The complex tissue subcategorized into two. One is a xylem, second one is phloem. One is a xylem, second one is phloem. See here, xylem. In xylem, you can see the xylem vessels and tracheids. Xylem vessels and tracheids. In phloem, we can observe sieve tubes sieve tubes, companion cells. Companion cells we can observe. Please look at the screen of you and please stay online. Okay, next. Let us go deeply into that, what we had discussed up to now, that flow chart, like plant tissues, mesosomatic tissue, permanent tissue. Mesosomatic cells are capable of cell division in permanent tissue. Mature cells only incapable of cell division. Permanent again categorized into two, simple and complex. Then simple means single type of cells. That particular simple tissue composed of single type of cells, and whatever the complex, that particular tissues composed of more than one type of cell. And in this simple again, it categorized into three: one parenchyma, second one cholenchyma, third one sclerenchyma. So parenchyma, cholenchyma will have chlorophyll, that's why here chlorenchyma. A complex right side, it is subcategorized into two. One is xylem and second one is phloem. Xylem and phloem. And in xylem we can see xylem vessels and tracheids. Tracheids. In phloem, we can see that sieve tubes and companion cells. Very important. These all are. Okay, xylem is helpful in transportation and phloem also helpful in transportation. But xylem helps in transportation of mineral salts and water. You just keep in your mind mineral water. You will get idea. Okay, mineral salts and water. But coming to phloem, phloem are responsible for transportation of food material. See here, phloem, spelling Phloem. P, first letter is P. Pa, food. First letter pa. So like that you just keep in mind. And phloem, food. Pa, food. So here we have two transportations, water, minerals, and food. No need to get confusion. Xylem, xy sound. If you pour water, like if you observe that any waterfalls are somewhere, you will get this sound, xy sound, right? So xylem. Xylem is responsible for transportation of water, right? So you have to keep like that codes, otherwise you may not, because your memory is very small. Are you thinking like that? No. You have many terabytes of memory, but you are not utilizing that. So we have to keep some codes for that to get easily. Okay. So you never forget if you keep like that. So here xylem is responsible for transportation of minerals and salts. What about food? Transportation, phloem. Phloem, not phloem children, it is a phloem. Okay. So phloem is responsible for transportation of food material. As I told you, phloem. Not a phloem, it is food, okay. So phloem responsible to transportation of food material, right? Okay, let us go for next slides and can discuss deeply also. I will come up with interesting slides like this in next class. We can meet with these interesting slides and can discuss about the particular tissues. What is the use of meristematic tissue, and what is the function of meristematic tissue, and what is the function of dermal and ground and vascular tissues. Okay, very important children. So be careful and please have an idea about that and please read. Okay, in next class we can discuss about that types of plant tissues deeply. I will show some interesting figures.
Yes, good morning, dear children. Welcome to Sanvi Learning Services. This is your physical science teacher. Right. We are discussing our second chapter, motion. So almost all we have completed the chapter. So the only we have some basic problems. Yes, we learn in this chapter what is mean by motion. That means here different types of motions we learn. Right. So we learn distance, displacement, speed, velocity, average velocity, and acceleration, uniform motion, non-uniform motion, right? So, and also we derived some equations based on uniform accelerated motion, right? So here we have some basic problems based on this uniform accelerated motion. So in this session, I want to explain some basic problems. Okay, so I think we'll be ready to listen here. Yes. Wait, I'll share the screen. So wait a minute. Yes, right. So here, the first example. So after the lab activity, we have some problems here. So based on the uniform accelerated motion here, look at the question 1 here. So question 1 given here. With the initial velocity 15 meter per second. Okay, so the initial velocity of the car given, that is 15 meter per second. Sorry. Yes. So car stopped after 5 seconds by application of brakes. Okay. So a car is moving with the initial velocity 15 meter per second and car stopped after 5 seconds by application of brakes. So here we need to find the deceleration of the car, or we can also call this as a retardation. Okay, so here. So here we have time given t equals to 5 seconds, and we don't know the final velocity of the car. They are given only initial velocity of the car 15 meter per second. So for that, here I have taken v equals to 0 meter per second, and u is the initial velocity, that is 15 meter per second. Okay, we need to find the deceleration of the car or retardation of the car. So that is a equals to, here we need to find. Now, here we know the formula, that is we derived already from uniform accelerated motion. Here v equals to u plus at, right? So here we have v equals to 0 here, right? And u equals to 15, and a we don't know, and t equals to, we have 5 seconds. So substitute all the values in this equation here, right? So here v equals to u plus at. So that is 0 equals to 15 plus a into 5, right? So here we need to find the retardation of the car. So that's why here given that a equals to minus 15 by 5, right? So from this equation we can write like this. So here 5 ones are, this is 5 threes are cancel. So here we got a equals to minus 3 meter per second square, right? So here the retardation of the car is minus 3 meter per second square. So here why we got minus means, here the speed of the car decreases, right? Initially it is moving from, the initial velocity is 15 meter per second, and it is stopped after 5 seconds by application of brakes. That means here the speed of the car decreased, right? So we are finding here deceleration of the car. So that's why here we got minus. Okay, so here the retardation of the car minus 3 meters per second square. Right. So here yes. Yes, see the next one here. Example 2. Here a bus is moving with the initial velocity of u meter per second. So here initial velocity of the bus given u meter per second. So here after applying the brakes, okay, after applying the brakes, its retardation is 0.5 meter per second square. Okay, after applying brakes, here the retardation of the bus 0.5 meter per second square, and it stopped after 12 seconds. Here we need to find the initial velocity and distance traveled by the bus after applying the brakes. Okay, so here given initial velocity u meter per second square. So we need to find the initial velocity, and also here distance traveled by the bus after applying the brakes. Here given retardation of the bus, right? Here a equals to given 0.5 meter per second square, and time given here 12 seconds. We need to find the initial velocity of the bus, right? So here we know a equals to minus 0.5 meter per second square, because here the speed of the bus decreased again. So that's why here minus we are taken here, and v equals to 0 meter per second. Okay, and t equals to 12 seconds given. we need to find u equals to, that means initial velocity. So substitute all the values in this equation. So v equals to u plus at. So here we'll get, we know v equals to 0 and u equals to, we don't know, so we can write it as it is u, and plus here a equals to, we know, 0.5 minus 0.5 and t equals to, we know, 12. So here we'll get 0 equals to, so here we got 0 equals to u, we don't know, so as it is we are taken here, this is minus 0.5 into 12. So here what is the value? So when it is multiplying 12 into 0.5, right? So here 12 into 0.5 is nothing but that is 6, right? So here we can write 0 equals to u minus 6, because here minus is there, no, plus into minus minus. So we got here u 0 equals to u minus 6. From this we can write u equals to 6 meter per second. So we got here initial velocity of the bus 6 meter per second. Okay, here we find the initial velocity of the bus. Now we need to find distance traveled by the bus after applying the brakes. So for that we have to use this formula, s equals to ut plus half at square, right? So here we don't know the s, distance traveled by the bus we don't know, so we can take that is as it is. So here we know u equals to 6 and t equals to 12. So here 12 into 6 plus half 80 square, so it's minus 0.5 into 12 square, right? So here 12 into 6 we know 72 minus here, sorry, here why we got minus means here plus into minus minus and half, here minus 0.5 into 12 square we have here, right? So here 12 square equals to 144, right? 12 into 12, that equals to 144. Here 144 into 0.5, so we get here 72. We can do the multiplication also. So 144 into 0.5 will get 72. So here 72 minus half into 72 we have here. So here 7 2 ones are 236 are, that is right. So here this is 2 ones are 236 are. So here we have 72 minus 36. So simply we got here 72 minus 36 is a 36. So the distance traveled by the bus after applying brakes 36 meters. So we can say bus has stopped 36 meter distance after applying the brakes. Okay, this is the way to find the answer. And next, here we have example 3. So here question given that at a distance L equals to 400 meter away from the signal light. Okay, at a distance L equals to 400 meters away from the signal light, brakes are applied to a locomotive. Okay, locomotive is nothing but train only. So here at a distance L equals to 400 meters away from the signal light, brakes are applied to a locomotive moving with a velocity. Here initial velocity given 54 kilometer per hour. We know u means it indicates initial velocity of the object. So here u equals to given 54 kilometer per hour. Here we need to determine the position of rest of the locomotive relative to the signal light after 1 minute of the application of the brakes if its acceleration a equals to minus 0.3 meter per second square. Right? So here look at the question carefully here. Here distance given at a distance of 400 meters away from the signal light. Here the locomotive is 400 meters away from the signal light. So here brakes are applied to the locomotive. Yes. So here the velocity of the locomotive here given u equals to 54 kilometer per hour. Okay. Now we need to determine the position of rest of the locomotive relative to the signal light after 1 minute. Okay, after 1 minute of the application of brakes. Okay, here its acceleration given a equals to minus 0.3 meter per second square, because here brakes are applied to a locomotive. So when we apply the brakes to a moving object, there the speed of the moving object decreases, right? So that's why here we are taken a equals to minus 0.3 meter per second square, right? So here the solution, look at the solution here. Since the locomotive moves with a constant deceleration, right, after the application of brakes, it will come to rest in t seconds. Okay, so here the locomotive moves with a constant deceleration. That means here continuously the speed of the locomotive decreases, right, after application of brakes. So it will come to rest at one point. It will comes to rest in t seconds. Here we don't know the time also. Here, right, t seconds given. So we know v equals to u plus at. So substitute the values in this equation. So here given u equals to 54 kilometer per hour. So here the distance given in kilometers and time given in hours. So we need to change this into meter per second. So how we'll change this kilometer per hour into meter per second? Means here kilometer, we know 1 kilometer equals to 1000 meters, right? And 1 hour equals to 60 minutes. Okay, here 1 kilometer equals to 1000 meters and 1 hour equals to 60 minutes. And we need to change this time into seconds. So 60 minutes equals to how many seconds here? Right, here that is 3600 seconds. Right? So here we need to divide these two here. So 54 into 1000 by 3600, right? So divide these two here. So what we'll get here means, so when we divide this 1000 by this 3600, will get here 5 by 18. So here 2 zeros gets cancelled, right? Here 2 5s are 10 and 2 18s are 36. So here we got 5 by 18. So we can write 54 into 5 by 18 meter per second. Or else we can also write here 18 ones are 18, 18 threes are 54, right? So here 18 threes are 54. So here 3 into 5, which equals to 15. So here we got 15 meter per second, right? So here we changed this 54 kilometer per hour into 15 meter per second. Here we don't know the final velocity. So here the final velocity equals to 0 at time t second. Okay, at time t. And given here a equals to acceleration given minus 0.3 meter per second square. So from this formula v equals to u plus at, we can write t equals to v minus u by a. Right? So here substitute the values in this equation. T equals to v minus u by a. So here we can write t equals to v minus u by a. We have v is the 0 and minus here u is the 15 by a is minus 0.3, right? So when we do this calculation, we'll get here 50 seconds, right? So here when we remove this point, so here the point will go upside, so it becomes 150. So 150 by 3. So 150 by 3 means we know 50. Here minus minus gets cancelled. So here we got t equals to 50 seconds. So it will comes to rest in 50 seconds. So here the locomotive moves with a constant deceleration after the application of brakes. It will comes to rest in 50 seconds. Okay. So here, during which it will cover a distance. So we need to find the distance also here, right? So here we take the formula S equals to minus u square by 2a to find the distance covered by this locomotive here, right? So we know u equals to 15 and a equals to minus 0.3. So substitute the values in this equation. So here we got minus 15 square by 2 into minus 0.3. So 2 into minus 0.3 is 0.6 and 15 square is the 225. So do this calculation, we'll get here 375 meters. Okay, so thus in 1 minute after the application of brakes, okay, thus in 1 minute after the application of brakes, the locomotive will be at a distance L equals to here L minus S. Here in the question given capital L equals to 400 meters, right? So here we got S equals to 375. So when we minus these two, we get here 25 meters. So here 1 minute, in 1 minute after the application of brakes, the locomotive will be at a distance 25 meters from the signal light. Okay, so it is at a distance of 25 meters from the signal light. Right. Now, next one, example 4. So look at the question here. What is the speed of the body moving with uniform acceleration? Okay, so here the body moving, here the speed of the moving body with a uniform acceleration. Okay, so at the midpoint of 2 points on a straight line. So where the speeds are u and v respectively. Look at here. Here the speed of the moving body is with a uniform acceleration. So at the midpoint of 2 points on a straight line. So you can observe the figure. So here this is the initial velocity u and the final velocity of the moving body. So here it is in a straight line. There is no change in the position of the object, right? So it is moving in a straight line. So here where the speeds are u and yes, sorry here. So here, look at here, initial speed u given and final speed v given here, right? So here, look at the solution. Here a be the constant acceleration, right? Here given uniform acceleration of the body. So here we can take a be the constant acceleration and s be the distance between 2 points. You can see here, SB the distance between this U and V. So from the equation of motion, we can write V square minus U square equals to 2AS. So take this as equation 1 here, right? So here, V naught be the speed of the body at midpoint M. Here you can observe one midpoint between initial velocity and final velocity. So here, this V naught be the speed of the body at midpoint. So this midpoint is showing with the capital M here. Right? So applying the same equation used above here, we get, so use this equation only here, V square minus U square equals to 2AS. So here instead of V, we can write here V naught square. Right? So here V naught square minus U square equals to 2A S by 2. Because here we are finding the midpoint speed, right? So that's why here I have taken S by 2. So from equation 1, so what is the equation 1 here? V square minus U square equals to 2AS, right? So here, instead of 2AS, we can write here V square minus U square. So here we can write V naught square minus U square equals to V square minus U square by 2, because here in this equation we have 2. So that's why here I have taken 2. So we can write here V naught square equals to V square minus U square by 2 plus U square. So here we are taken this U square to this side. Right? So here we are finding the midpoint speed. Okay, which is in between initial velocity and final velocity. So here from this we can write V naught square equals to V square minus U square plus 2U square by 2. Right? Yes. So here, so when we take this square to this side, we'll get root. So here V naught equals to V square plus U square by 2, because here 1 U square and here we have 2 U square. So minus U square plus 2 U square, it becomes U square. Right? So V square plus U square by 2. So here the speed of the midpoint at point M. So here V naught is the speed of the body at midpoint. So that is V naught equals to, we got here, and the root of V square plus U square by 2. And next. So here we have example 5. Very simple problem this is. So here a car travels from rest. Okay. So car travels from rest with the constant acceleration A for t seconds. Car travels from rest with constant acceleration A for t seconds. So what is the average speed of the car for its journey? If the car moves along a straight road, we need to find the average speed of the car for its journey, and it is moving along a straight road. Okay, so here the solution. So here the car starts from rest. So we can take U equals to 0 and the distance covered in time t. So here we can take the formula S equals to half AT square. So we know we need to find here average speed of the car. So what is the formula of average speed? We know that is total distance by time taken. So what is the total distance here? Here the total distance of the car is, here we can write, this is average speed denoted with the V. So we can write here V equals to, so here total distance is given AT square by 2. Right? Or else we can also write half AT square. You can also write AT square by 2. And time taken, here the distance covered in time t. Okay, so right. So here we have AT square by 2 by t. So here t gets cancelled. So here the remaining AT by 2. So here the average speed of the car for its journey when it is moves along a straight road, that is AT by 2. Now, the next question. Here, a body leaving a certain point O moves with a constant acceleration. Okay, a body leaving a certain point O moves with a constant acceleration. So at the end of 5th second, its velocity is 1.5 meter per second. Okay, at the end of 5th second, its velocity is 1 meter per second given here. So at the end of 6th second, okay, at the end of 6th second, the body stops and then begins to move backwards. Okay, at the end of 5th second, its velocity is 1.5 meter per second. And at the end of 6th second, the body stops and then begins to move backwards. So we need to find the distance traversed by the body before it stops. Right? So it stops at the end of 6th second, no? So here we need to find the distance traveled by the body before it stops and determine the velocity with which the body returns to point O. So you can observe the figure carefully here. A body living at point O. Okay, so here this is U meter per second. Here the acceleration is constant. And at the end of 5th second, so here in middle, here it is showing 5th second. Here given velocity is 1.5 meter per second. Right? So at the end of 6th second, the body stops here. Okay, so here given 0 meter per second. Okay, and here it begins to move backwards again. Okay, again it reaches the point O. Here we need to find the distance traveled by the body before it stops, and also we have to find the velocity with which the body returns to point O here. Okay, so here first of all we have to consider initial velocity is U meter per second at the point of O. And we know here it moves with a constant acceleration. Finally, it begins to stop and then it moves backwards. So here the velocity gradually decreases, right? So acceleration A equals to, we can take minus A meter per second square. And here given at the 5th second, velocity V equals to 1.5 meter per second. So we can use the formula here, V equals to U plus AT. So we know here V equals to 1.5 and U equals to, we don't know, so U meter per second, so U as it is here, and plus A we know that is minus A, because here the velocity of the object decreases here. So minus A we are taken, and time given here 5th second. So we are taken 5 here. So from this we can write 1.5 equals to U minus 5A. Okay, so take this as equation 1. Now, here given at the end of 6th second, its velocity is 0. Okay, so that is V equals to 0 meter per second. So again substitute the values in the same equation. So V equals to U plus AT. So here 0 equals to U plus minus A of 6. Right? So here we got U minus 6A. So we can write here U equals to 6A. Okay? So take this as equation 2 here. Now, here the equation 1 is 1.5 equals to u minus 5a. And here we got u equals to 6a. So substitute this u equals to 6a in equation 1. Right? So here we'll get 1.5 equals to 6a minus 5a. So 6a minus 5a means this is a. So 1.5 equals to, we got a. So we can write a equals to 1.5 meter per second square. Right? So here, substitute this a value in equation 2. What is equation 2? U equals to 6a. So instead of a, we are going to write now 1.5 here, right? So here 6 into 1.5 equals to 9. So here we got u equals to 9 meter per second. That means here distance traversed by the body before it stops, right? In total 6 seconds. Okay? Right. So here we can take s equals to ut plus half at square, right? So here in this before equation, here we got u equals to 9 meter per second. Now here the distance traveled by the body before it stops, that means in total 6 seconds. So here we have taken s equals to ut plus half at square. Right, substitute all the values in this equation now. Right, so here the time given t equals to 6 seconds, right? And here we got u equals to 9 meter per second and half a equals to, we know, minus 1.5, and time again we know 6 seconds. So substitute all the values in this equation. So here 9 into 6 plus half into minus 1.5 into 6 square. So 9 into 6, 54, minus half, your plus into minus minus. Now 1.5 into 6 square is a 36 here, right? So here we can write 2 ones are 2 18s, this is. So 18 into 1.5. So we'll get here 27, this is. So 54 minus 27 we got. So s equals to 27 meters we got here. Okay, here the distance we got 27 meters. Now, here the body begins to move back from rest with a constant acceleration and reaches the point O. So here it begins to move backwards again after reaching at the end of 6th second, right? So here the body begins to move back from rest with a constant acceleration and reaches the point O with a velocity v here. Right. Right. So here it reaches the point O with a velocity v. So we can take here v square minus u square equals to 2as. So substitute all the values in this equation now. So after substituting all the values in this equation, we got here v square equals to 81. So we can write v equals to under root of 81. We know root 81 equals to 9. So here we got v equals to 9 meter per second. That is in opposite direction. After reaching end point, that means after reaching 6th second, the body moving backwards again, right? So that is here we got here 9 meter per second. Okay, so therefore v equals to here minus 9 meter per second because it is moving in the backward direction. So that's why we are taking here minus 9 meter per second. Okay, right. So we'll discuss the remaining questions in the next class. So all of you start your CW based on this topic. So what we discussed in this chapter, all the topics. So based on that topics, you can write your CW. So those who are having textbook, so you can write your textbook questions. Let us this improve your learning. Okay, you can write your answers by reading of textbook. So I want to suggest to write all the answers from your textbook only. So it is easy to understand every question and every topic. Okay, all of you start your CW. Okay, thank you all of you. Thank you.